Oh, number 24's doing that.
Brilliant, yeah. Keep playing, keep them up. At least I won't be able to forget his name. Anyway.
Oh, gee, they're big boys for under 13.
Geez, a couple of 18, at 18 and 20.
Yeah.
Number 10, at 24.
Yeah, the St. Pat's team look a quick team, don't they? They've got a couple of taller players here, though.
That's all right. 1, 2.
What about if we talk while you're talking?
It's all right.
Mess it up.
No.
I like taking some fans back in.
Yeah.
Hey? Hey?
On the telly.
Oh, yeah, most of the time I will.
It's good for the kids, isn't it? For the banners and the...
Finch is amazing, you know, he's 83 years of age.
Yeah.
He just runs the play that with the nursing hospital.
The doers.
Oh, Jesus.
I remember when we asked me coming up to Melbourne to watch St Kilda and the Eagles. And I'm not the Eagles, I'm better.
We right to go, Ian? Yep. And welcome along to the 1995 Grand Final of the Albury Wodonga Junior Football League. The under-13s, the game between St Patrick's and also Wodonga's. The first bounce of the ball into the centre of the ground. The ball tapped down there by Gilbert for Wodonga. Falls to the ground. Going forward for St Patrick's off the ground there. It's out towards the centre half forward area, or the half forward flank area, in the race for the ball. It's picked up by St Patrick's. A kick on the left foot around the corner there. Now Wodonga's got the ball. That's Gilbert, who's playing in ruck for the Wodonga team, but the mark taken in the back line there for St Patrick's. As they go forward, a nice kick, plenty of distance. A fly from the back there from Wodonga, couldn't take the mark. Going through was Breer. Picked up there by Fox, got swung around, the ball falls to the ground. But they've got the numbers, Wodonga, and it's Landridge who will take the ball out and clear it for Wodonga, and he finds his teammate. They go forward now, up towards the centre half forward area, about 45 metres out from the goal, but a great mark taken there by Percy, playing fullback for the St Patrick's team. He kicks the ball back down towards the centre half forward area, and Wodonga get the ball, they play forward. And St Pat's have got the numbers there. It looks like O'Brien with the ball. He gets tagged, picked up beautifully here by Gibson. Gibson blazes towards the goals, but he's a shade offline, and it's through for a point. So the first score on the board here, and that goes to Wodonga, one behind St Patrick's yet to score. Glorious conditions for football here this afternoon. This is the first of the 4 games today, the under-13s between St Patrick's and also Wodonga. And there's the kick out by Percy. Ball spills to the ground. Players jump on the ball. They can't pick it up. And eventually the umpire will say, give it to me and I'll bounce the ball. Around about 35 to 40 metres out from the scoring goals there for Wodonga. As we've played about almost 2 minutes into the first turn. The ball tapped down. In there for St Patrick's was Dodd. Couldn't pick up the ball. Ball comes to the ground again. The umpire will take the ball again and bounce it. This time right on the 50-metre mark here. Out from the Wodonga football team's goal here. As I mentioned earlier on, glorious conditions. The ground in super condition here at the Wodonga Raiders ground. Up goes the ball. Tapped down by Gilbert for Wodonga. Ball spills to the ground once again. In there for Wodonga, it looks like a Thompson. That's John Thompson, and eventually the ball beats all players and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. This time, around about 55 metres out from the scoring end for Wodonga. The ball tapped down there by St Patrick's by Carroll. In chase of the ball, there is John Thompson, picks it up, tries to get through the pack, can't do so. The ball spills to Huntley for St Patrick's. Now picked up by the St Patrick's fellow there, and he clears the ball out. And almost a good mark taken there. In fact, the umpire's going to pay it to Mark O'Donnell. He's the vice-captain for the St Patrick's team as he drives it up towards centre-half forward. There's plenty of St Patrick's numbers there. The ball spills to the ground. They jump on top. In there for Wodonga was Tracy. The ball's cleared out. Picked up by Heathcote for St Patrick's, but the Wodonga player gets the ball, kicks it back in turn, but now taken here by Daniel Cross, the deputy vice-captain. He clears the ball nicely to Huntley. Huntley with the ball. He's on centre wing. Here's the kick. Plenty of distance in it. Flying for the ball there was O'Donnell. Was pushed in the back, says the umpire. He'll take the free quick, and he's quick to play on. The ball smothered there by the Wodonga player. St Patrick's inside the 50. Beautifully taken by Hawkins for Wodonga. He comes through but gives it straight back to a St Pat's player. Now St Pat's drive the ball forward. Fons got very high, couldn't take the mark. And here's Edmonds. Edmonds has a shot towards the goals, and it's just offline and through for a minor only, 1 point. So St Patrick's getting their first score on the board. The scores are now level, 1 point apiece. And that was Edmonds, Isaac Edmonds, having a shot at goal there. And offline. There's McLean, Chris McLean, the fullback for Wodonga, kicking the ball in. Picked up here by Fonzie. He shoots it around his corner, around the corner there. In line for the ball there was McLean. McLean clears the ball nicely for Wodonga. Out of the danger zone, but only momentarily. Down there for St Patrick's was Huntley. The ball picked up by Carroll. Swings around on the right foot. He drives it deep into their territory. After the ball was O'Donnell. He picks it up just inside the line. He tries to dodge Wodonga play. He couldn't do so. The ball getting very close to the boundary line. It's cleared out now. In chase for the ball there was Langridge. Langridge for Wodonga. He'll take a bounce. The ball a little bit slippery. Off the ground he goes. That's sensible play. He puts the ball down. They're around about 55. Make it 65 metres out from the St Pat's goals as they drive forward into attack again. And the mark taken here. Looked like puncher for St Patrick's. Plays on. Now, the ball falls down. Picked up by the St Patrick's player. Down it goes. In there for Wodonga was Tilley. David Tilley. They clear the ball. Going high over the pack, there was Michael Carroll. Couldn't take the mark. And it's Landridge, who's been in the play already in the first 4 minutes of the game. Picked up by St Patrick's. Here, quick to play on. Drives it inside the 50 metres. Getting high there was Fons. Couldn't take the mark, but there's that man again. It looks like Landridge. He clears the ball there for Wodonga. A push in the back. There goes Fonzie off the ground, but straight to a Wodonga player. The ball very slippery. They're trying to bounce the ball, but it just won't bounce. They've cleared it out of their defence now. Down towards the centre half back area there, and it's Michael Carroll for Wodonga in there after the ball, and eventually the umpire will come in and bounce the ball. Around about a free kick given to Wodonga here, and this will be taken by Cape, it is, for Wodonga. David Cape. 50 metres given by the umpire against Greg Dodd, player number 23 for St Patrick's. Or 15 metres rather, as they head back towards the centre of the ground. Great play there. Cop one a shade high, but he'll take the mark, and that's John Thompson for Wodonga. Right in the centre of the ground. He's got a lead on over there. It's a nice weighted kick. He couldn't take the mark there for Wodonga. They play on. Ball picked up. Nice tackle there by Lachlan Fox on the St Patrick's play. Follows up nicely. Swings around to his right foot. Back towards the centre of the ground. And it's all Wodonga there. They're around about 65 to 70 metres out from the goal. And a great mark taken by Andrew Gilbert. Gilbert, first touch of the game. From the centre of the ground. Drives up towards the 50-metre mark. A pack of players fly. Taken there by the St Patrick's boys. They clear now out of their defence. Wodonga without the ball there was Puncher. Play on as a call there. Picked up here nicely by Gibson. Martin Gibson for St Patrick's. The ball getting a push in the back there was for the Wodonga player there was Michael Landridge. Play on was the call as it goes towards the centre half forward area. And it's in front there. Andrew Huntley. Huntley does well. Shrugs off one player. Gets rid of Harris. Huntley, the quick handball. He finds the player in Lethridge. Lethridge is a little bit slow. The ball spills down. Luke Hawkins for Wodonga clears them out of the danger zone momentarily as it heads towards the boundary line. John Harris in pursuit of the ball off the ground, and eventually it'll go out of bounds for a boundary throw in, and they're around about 40 metres to 45 metres out from the St Patrick's goals. 1 point apiece. We've played 6 minutes in the first term here, the grand final. Picked up by St Patrick's, the ball cleared, but Wodonga are good in defence. Clear the ball over the 50-metre line. In the chase here, John Thompson for Wodonga shows plenty of speed. How far can he go? He keeps going. The umpire has said you've ran too far, I think. And the ball will come back and it'll be a free kick, I'd imagine, to St. Patrick's on the centre half back area towards the central wing area, and that'll take St. Patrick's into attack. Now the ball back into play. Beats all players, falls to the ground, picked up nicely here by Robbins for St. Patrick's. Swings around, there's the kick, a nice play in towards the full forward area now. St. Patrick's deep into attack. It looks like Edmonds. Edmonds with the ball, swings around onto his left foot, and what's he done? He's hit the post. He's hit the post, Isaac Edmonds, so 2 minor points to St. Patrick's now, but they do lead over Wodonga 1 point. So Edmonds with 2 points. As the ball kicks back into play here. Mark almost taken by John Harris. The ball spills to the ground. Picked up here by Gibson. Gibson clears the ball out towards the centre half-back area, or the half-back flank area there for St. Patrick's. As they go forward, getting a knock there was Brett O'Brien. He did well. He's got the ball again. Shrugs off a tackle. He sprints away. Kicks towards a teammate, but he finds a Wodonga player there. And it's that man again, Michael Landridge. He clears the ball for Wodonga. Down there, he's looking for Ben and Morris. Morris overruns the ball. Picked up there. He didn't have the ball, Luke Hawkins. The umpire spotted that. He'll take the free kick. It wasn't Luke Hawkins. It was David Cappe. Cappe will take the mark, take the kick now on the central wing area there for Wodonga. Drives the ball deep into their territory. Lachlan Fox was the man he was looking for. Couldn't find him. Ben Morris taps the ball forward. St. Patrick's Daniel Cross was in there. He chases the ball strongly. Going in hard there for Wodonga was number 27 as they go in strongly, these young fellows. The ball eventually picked up here by Ben Morris. He blazes towards goals here. He finds the fall forward there in Craig Pendergast, and Pendergast drives it through, and doesn't he like that? Straight through the centre goes Pendergast. And the first goal for the game has been kicked by Wodonga, and Craig Prendergast, playing at full forward for the Wodonga team, has kicked the goal, much to his delight. So Wodonga now 1 goal, 1-7, lead St. Patrick's 2 behinds. We've played 9 minutes in the first term here, the grand final between St. Patrick's and Wodonga. And it's the Bulldogs leading the way by 5 points into the first term. As the ball's being delivered back towards the centre of the ground there, back to the central umpire. Glorious conditions, the sun beaming down, about a balmy 16 degrees it is. Crowd starting to build up here, and the ground in pretty good condition. Maybe a little bit greasy this early in the morning, but conditions will certainly improve during the afternoon. There's the bounce by the umpire in the centre of the ground. The ball tapped down. Going through there was Brett O'Brien there for St. Patrick's. Eventually picked up by Corey Brown. Can't take the ball. The ball taken away by Lee McAvoy there for Wodonga. Kicks it into open territory. Picked up high here by Dean Harris. He overruns the ball. Also going in hard there was Lee McAvoy. They clear the ball. That was Harris, but he finds a St. Patrick's player in Jared Telford. Telford, the captain of the team, in defence. He kicks it a nice, good clearing kick. Up for the mark there was Michael Landridge. He's all over the place at the moment, trying to get out of the pack. There was Lee McAvoy. The ball was brought to the ground. There's players jumping everywhere all over the ball. The ball spills down, and eventually the umpire has found a free kick. It's going to go St. Patrick's way here, and that was for pushing the back. He's quick to play on, though. Umpire calls the play on there, and it's all St. Patrick's. They've got the numbers, and the mark taken by Nick Robbins. Robbins, did he go to play on? Yes, said the umpire. Wodonga clean up now. They take the ball out of defence. Down towards the central wing area. It's a one-on-one here, and it's nicely picked up by Ben Morris. He gets a quick kick in. It'll find the boundary line for mine, and eventually does spill over for a boundary throw-in. The ball around about, make it 55 to 60 metres out from the Wodonga scoring area. So, plenty of action already in the first term. We've played 10 minutes. The ball tapped down. Plenty of players around the ball. It's picked up here by Gilbert. He swings it over his right shoulder looking for Harris. Harris couldn't control the ball there, nor could James Harrison. The ball spills down. Picked up here by Michael Carroll for St. Patrick's. He clears him out of the line there. And a good mark taken there by Nick Robbins. He's played a very important role in defence so far for St. Patrick's. Going through nicely was Daniel Cross, the deputy vice-captain. He finds his mark there in Nick Heathcote towards the centre of the ground. Heathcote plays on. Nicely done too. Finds his teammate over there. It looks like Greg Dodd maybe, number 23. He drives it deep into the St. Patrick's territory. Going after the ball there for Wodonga was John Harris. Couldn't pick it up. The ball spills down. He may have got a push in the back there. That was Puncher. The umpire called play on. Chasing the ball was Harris. Harris, it's getting desperately close towards the boundary line. He'll find the boundary line and eventually goes over for a throw-in. Then they're around about 55 metres out from the St. Patrick's scoring goal. We've played 11 minutes in the first term. The ball back into play. Punched down there by Robbins, and once again we'll have another throw in. This time a shade close to the St Patrick's goals, around about 50 metres out from goals, 52 metres out. Here's the throw in. At the back of the pack, Wodonga was Gibson. He taps the ball down, picked up by Wodonga, but straight to the St Patrick's player. They'll clear it in towards the centre of the ground. They've got plenty of numbers there, St Patrick's. It ball spills to the ground. Picked up here by little Nick Heathcote. He tries to get through the pack, gives it to a teammate. They drive it towards the forward area there, but it's Luke Hawkins in defence for Wodonga. Drives the ball out of the ground. Couldn't take the mark there. Was one of the Wodonga players. The ball spills down to the ground again, and here's this man, Daniel Cross. He's been all over the ground. Swings it around on his right foot. They've also got numbers there once again. The high flyer there was Mark O'Donnell, couldn't take the mark. Going in strongly there was Nick Robbins, and once again it's out of bounds, and he's keeping the boundary umpire very, very busy over there, around about 50 metres out from the north, from the St Patrick's goals. The ball thrown in, picked up, looked like Gibson for Wodonga. In towards the centre of the ground. Brett O'Brien, he's got the run of the ball, picks it up. He's got a paddock there, goes for a bit of a gallop. He kicks the ball down towards the 50-metre line here for into the forward pocket area for St Patrick's. Oh, he shuffled out of the ball there, goes into the ground hard. That was Heathcote, driven into the ground there by Thompson. The ball comes to the ground, picked up by Wodonga. There's the kick. It's a haymaker, straight up into the air it goes. Down it comes. Wodonga have got the numbers here though, and it's Thompson clearing it out. A nicely weighted kick there. He finds his teammate in Pedersen. Pedersen kicks the ball, but straight to the St Patrick player as they go forward once again. The ball kicked off the ground. Nice stuff there by the Wodonga player. Down towards the central wing area, and in chase of the ball here was Cruz. Harley Cruz takes the ball. He kicks it, but he finds a Wodonga player there in Mark Pedersen. The ball tapped off the boot and eventually goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in right in front of the change rooms here at the Wodonga Raiders football ground. So we've got just under a minute in the first term. 1 goal, 7 points. Wodonga St Patrick's 2 behind. So a 5-point lead. But plenty of skill shown here in the early term from these young fellows, under 13s, as the ball goes out of bounds for another throw-in. Punch from the back there by Gibson for Wodonga. The ball cleared. It's getting desperately close to the boundary line, stays in play, but it'll eventually go over there, taken over by Michael Landridge, as we've got just over a minute left in the first term here. 5-point lead to Wodonga. Here's the throw-in. Picked up there by Lee McAvoy. And the Wodonga player driven into the ground. Getting close to the boundary line once again. Nice play there by Martin Gibson, clears the ball for the Wodonga team. Another quick kick, but St Pat's do have the numbers here through Daniel Cross. Cross clears the ball. Good play there. He passed it over to Nick Heathcote. He's been in the play too. Lost the boot there. Picked up by Joe Tracy in the centre of the ground, but the Siren's going to beat them. And there's the end of the first term here in the 1995 grand final between St Patrick's and Wodonga in the under 13s. And after 15 minutes of football, Wodonga lead 1 goal, 7 points. To St Patrick's 2 behinds. Both those behinds have been kicked by Isaac Edmonds down there in the forward area. The goal kicker for Wodonga was Mark Pendergast. Mark Pendergast kicking the goal for Wodonga halfway through that first term, much to his delight. So it's a 5-point lead to Wodonga here over St Pat's in the first term, and we'll be back for the second quarter in just a few moments.
Picks the ball up and puts it up. You usually lose
Yeah.
that.
They've only played 1 quarter now, but what I'll do is I'll ring up after each game. They're only short games, and I'll just give you the final scores. If you could. After each game, there's a couple of games here. There. Righto. Oh, that'd be good. Thanks very much, Keith. Okay, bye-bye.
Keep talking, that bloke. And welcome back to the second term here for the St Patrick's Wodonga Grand Final under 13s. The ball back in towards the centre of the ground there for the umpires. We're about to start the second quarter here. Wodonga lead by 5 points. As the ball's bounced up, running over the ball there was Brett O'Brien for St Patrick's. He finally gets his hand to the ball, tries to get a hand pass out to a teammate there in O'Donnell. The ball spills down, picked up by Wodonga. Now it's picked up here by Michael Carroll for St Patrick. He clears the ball. Chasing the ball was Mark O'Donnell. Mark O'Donnell, he's the vice-captain of the St Patrick's team. In there chasing hard was Dean Thompson after the ball for Wodonga, and the ball will eventually go over the boundary line for a throw-in there. This is the second term. It's out in the full by the looks of things. It'll be taken there by the St Patrick's player. He finds a teammate in Daniel Cross. Cross, he's going to have a bounce there. This time the ball bounces a little bit better in towards the 50-metre mark there for the St Patrick's team. But its defence has been pretty good so far in this game for Wodonga. They clear the ball, but straight back to another St Patrick's player. 50 metres out from goals. They drive it in towards the centre half forward area there. And chasing after the ball there was Isaac Edmonds. He's got the ball. This time he can kick a goal. He's kicked two behinds. This is swinging around nicely. And I'll tell you what, I think he's put it through. He has. Great goal there by St Patrick's, and a great kick there by Isaac Edmonds. Kicks his first goal for the game, and he's now kicked the whole entire score so far for the St Patrick's team. 1 goal, 2. So, 1 goal, 2. 8 points, leading Wodonga 1 goal, 1, 7 points, and the St Patrick's team have hit the front here about a minute into the second term. Good play by St Patrick's then to drive the ball down towards the forward area, and he was a loose man, Isaac Edmonds, and he picked up the ball nicely, steadied, and had a shot towards goals and just snuck it through. So good play there by the St Patrick's team. The ball back into the centre of the ground here, and we've played just over a minute and a half in the first term. There's the punch out by Michael Carroll doing the ruck work for St Patrick's today. In chase of the ball was Mark O'Donnell. Overruns at the ball, spills to the ground. Wodonga have got plenty of numbers there. Going through was Thompson. Picked up by St Patrick's once again. The ball over to Michael Wheelrock, I think it is. He hits the handball out too. Falls to the ground once again. The ball off the ground. Wodonga. They try to pick it up. In that play goes Daniel Cross. He's been a very important player so far for St Patrick's. And a mark taken here by Edmonds. Edmonds will drive it right down towards the 20-metre mark. But Wodonga's got plenty of numbers there. And the mark taken by John Harris. He's quick to play on. The ball was dislodged from his hands. Going in after the ball there for Wodonga would have been Michael Ladridge. The ball spills to the ground once again. Going through was Don Harris. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds right next to the point post. So there'll be a throw in. Right next to the St Patrick's scoring area here. And they've had most of the play in the first 2.5 minutes of the first term. The ball picked up here by St Patrick's player there, and that was O'Donnell. Umpire's whistle has blown. The ball's going to come back here. It'll be a Wodonga free kick, and the kick will be taken here by Andrew Gilbert. Gilbert deep in the back pocket there for the Wodonga team. He'll clear the ball out. It's a nice looking kick. Clears it out towards about the 45-metre mark. The pack of flyers go up. In charge of the ball there was Michael Landridge, but he wasn't quick enough. The ball will eventually go over the bounds for a boundary throw in. This time they're around about 45 metres out from the St Patrick's scoreline here. Just over 2.5 minutes into the first term. Doing the ruck work there for St Patrick's was Mark O'Donnell. The ball spills down, picked up by Wodonga. They clear it momentarily back towards the central wing area, and they go in pretty tough. Their Wodonga player was almost, he could have been hurt there too, the Wodonga player. He went down very, very heavily. The ball comes back in towards the centre half forward area. St Patrick's player, that was Puncher. Puncher goes after the ball, gets the hand pass out to his running player there. They're going forward once again, St Patrick's. They look pretty good in that forward area. The ball goes down. Edmonds after the ball. He's going into it very strongly. The ball tapped towards the boundary line, and it should beat players over, and it eventually does go over the boundary line for another throw in. Now we'll see how this player is over here for Wodonga. He's maybe a little bit winded. He copped a pretty high knock there. He's in the centre of the ground. The ball comes back down once again. In there for Wodonga there was Mark Pedersen, picked up by St Patrick's player there. Looked like O'Donnell. The ball comes back. Young Nick Heathcote, he's only tiny, but he's got plenty of guts. He goes forward in towards the forward pocket area. Here's another try. Here's another chance for St Patrick's. They couldn't control the ball. It may be rushed through for a behind, and eventually is by the Wodonga player. So another point on the board there for St Patrick's. Takes them to 1 goal, 3 and 9 points, and they lead Wodonga 1 goal, 1, 7. Now, that Wodonga player looks okay. I'll try and pick up his number very shortly, but he looks okay now. Only thing hurt was his pride as the ball kicks back now. Big punch at the back there by Andrew Gilbert. The ball spills to the ground once again. The umpire eventually blows the whistle. It's going to be a St Patrick's free kick here. They won't be that far away from goals either. That Wodonga player there was Dean Harris. It went down, but he looks okay. The hands and the hip, he looks quite okay back in the centre of the ground. So to take the kick here will be Daniel Cross, the Deputy Vice Captain. He's been in a very important role in with St Patrick's this season. The ball's going to drop a shade short. The mark almost taken there. The kick there will look like Edmonds going in. Going in after the ball now was O'Donnell. The ball spills up high into there. Didn't travel 10 metres. The ball comes down. Eventually, the umpire will run in and bounce the ball. And they're not far out, only about 10 metres or 12 metres out from the St. Patrick's goal line here. St. Pat's lead by 2 points. They've kicked 1 goal, 2 in this term, I think it was. 1-2 they've kicked. Going up there was Gilbert for Wodonga. Picked up here by Edmonds. He swings around and he's just about threaded this for mine. He has another goal. Great play there by Edmonds, Isaac Edmonds, for the St. Patrick's team. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 now for St. Patrick's. And as they advance on their merry way. 2 goals to 15 to the St. Patrick's team. Lead the Wodonga team here, 1 goal, 1-7. So an 8-point lead. We've played 5 minutes into the second term here. And at the present stage, it appears as though St. Patrick's getting on top of the Wodonga team here, but it's still only early doors. As the ball back into towards the centre of the ground again. There's the bounce of the ball. The ball tapped down. Wodonga clear it, but only momentarily. Andrew Huntley almost taking a one-hander there. The ball cleared out there by Corey Brown for St. Patrick's. The ball spills to the ground. Wodonga team kick it out, looking for Wayrauch, it looks like. The ball picked up nicely here by Daniel Cross. Swings around to his left foot, and it's 2-on-2 here. Going in hard after the ball there was Corey Brown for the St. Patrick's team. The ball spills to the ground. Out it comes, picked up by Huntley. Huntley's quick gets the ball quickly on his right foot, but a nice mark taken into defence there by Langridge. And he's been very good in defence for Wodonga as he drives the ball. A nice looking kick, plenty of territory it covers. Jared Telfer was the flyer for St. Patrick's at the back there, but the umpires found a free kick. It's going to go Wodonga way, and the free kick will be taken by Andrew Gilbert for over the shoulder. Jared Telford, the man on the mark, as he runs back down the field now, but it's going to be Andrew Gilbert to take the kick here. He sees a teammate out here and Lee McAvoy out wide. Nice play, good spotting there. McAvoy on his own, drives it forward, looking for the teammate there in Michael Rauch, but he couldn't take the mark. The ball is cleared out now by Michael Carroll, St. Patrick's. He got under the ball there. Puncher couldn't take the mark. The ball spills down again. Puncher goes in once again for the ball, but Wodonga are pretty good in defence. They clear the ball out. Almost a good mark taken by Telford there, backing back into the pack. He showed plenty of courage. The ball cleared out to Heathcote. Heathcote's been very good for St. Patrick's. He decides to play on. He got caught there, tackled by Thompson. The ball spills down, but St. Patrick's have got the numbers. Daniel Cross now kicks it forward. Oh, a big mark almost taken there by Pedersen. He got very, very high, was as high as Bob Marley. The ball spills to the ground, picked up by Corey Brown. He clears the ball down towards Andrew Huntley for St. Patrick's. They've been good in defence as well, and a nice mark taken there by St. Patrick's. They drive down forward, and there's his man on his mark by himself there, and that was James Lethbridge. He decides to play on. The handball over the top. Edmonds goes again. Has he kicked another one? It's offline and through for a point. Well, every time he picks up the ball, he scores. Isaac Edmonds has kicked 2 goals, 3 so far. So they go forward again. They now lead by 9 points, the St. Patrick's team, and they've looked very, very strong in this second term. The mark being paid there for Wodonga. Umpires paid the mark there. The Wodonga player kicks it, gets plenty of air underneath that one. Ball comes down, getting a corky. It was one of the St. Patrick's players there. He doesn't look at all well. The ball goes out towards the central wing area, and there's plenty of numbers there for Wodonga. They clear the ball, but it's taken here by number 30, which is Harley Cruz, I think it is, for St. Patrick's. Following up the ball there was Daniel Cross. The ball spills towards the boundary, and eventually it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Now,
Hobbling towards the wing there.
that player got a bit of a corky there for Wodonga. Ball picked up here by, looks like Michael Carroll for St. Patrick's. He clears the ball. The only player there was Nick Heathgate for St. Patrick's. He plays on quickly, gets the hand pass out to his running teammate. They go forward, driving it deep into attack once again, but the Wodonga team have the numbers. Overrunning the ball there was Joe Tracy, picked up by another Wodonga player there. They go forward again, drives it in towards the centre of the ground. Now they come forward, the Wodonga team. The Bulldogs coming forward, but the mark taken in defence here by Brett O'Brien. Kicks the ball out towards the central wing area. The mark taken here was Corey Brown. Corey Brown goes forward once again, and he finds his teammate in Kylan Puncher. Puncher with the ball, tries to slow things down a shade. He sees a teammate all by his lonesome out in the centre there. That may have been Huntley. The ball was overrun. They pick it up, the Paddy boys. Out goes Nick Heathcote. He tunnels the ball back under himself. He's doing very well, this young fellow. They pick it up. St. Patrick's now. They've got the numbers there. They kick it forward, but straight to the Wodonga player there. They go forward back towards the central wing area, and the mark Mark almost taken out there by Daniel Cross. He's got time to pick it up though. He drives it onto that familiar right foot of his, goes forward towards the 55-metre mark, and the mark taken here by Fonzie. Fonzie's got the ball. He sees a teammate out wide. It dropped a shade short. He didn't have the ball there, Punchy. He may have been a bit unlucky not to get the free kick. Dragged off the ball was Andrew Gilbert for Wodonga. Going through there was Joe Tracy for the Wodonga team. The ball out in the central wing area. Dean Harris after the ball there for Wodonga. Goes in hard. He's eventually picking up the ball, but he's in pursuit there by number 30, Harley Cruz. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds for another throw-in. We've played 10 minutes, or just over 10 minutes, here in the second term. And it's a 9-point lead to St. Patrick's. They've had virtually all the play here in the second term of the 1995 Grand Final. Doing the ruck for the work there was Michael Carroll. Taps the ball down. Picked up there by Brett O'Brien. He's met solidly. Picked up by Wodonga there by Pedersen. He clears the ball, but it's quickly to a St. Patrick's player. Back to Wodonga now. He's got plenty of time, this fellow. He charges down the wing area, kicks the ball. In the charge there was Gerard Telford, St. Patrick's. He's got the ball in his sights. Nicely played. He tunnels it back, but I think it's gone out of bounds over there. And it has. We're right on 50 metres out from the Wodonga scoring area. A 9-point lead with about 4 and a bit minutes to go here in the second term. The ruck work done by St. Patrick's was Michael Carroll. The ball goes down to the ground. Picked up by Wodonga. Copped one a little bit high there. It'll be a free kick. It might have been John Thompson, was it? And looks like he'll get the free kick over there. He's too fast out to score. He's around about 70 metres out, but he'll put it deep into their territory. It was John Thompson, and he's got a penalty kick here. He's got a penalty, so it'll be a 15-metre penalty, which will bring him up to around about the 50-metre line, so he should be able to drive it deep into the attack there. So Thompson with the ball, he gets a long run up. The kick's a nice one. The flyer there for Wodonga there was Martin Gibson. The ball spills to the ground. It's Breer going after the ball. St. Patrick's, it's Michael Carroll, and he's quite content to see the ball go over the boundary line. Well, we're around about 20 metres out from the goals here from Wodonga. This is the first time they've been deep into attack in the second term here. Ball on the ground. Not much doing over there. The ball spills out. That's Gibson for Wodonga. Going in there was Brett O'Brien for St. Patrick's. And the ball's still in play. And eventually it spills over the boundary line for another throw-in. This time around about 25 metres out from their scoring line. We've got about 3 minutes to go in the second term here. Picked up by St. Patrick's. They clear the ball now. It's all Wodonga. They've got plenty of numbers there. Tilly has the ball, swings around on his right foot. Didn't travel 10, but does find a teammate who's quick to play on. The ball goes forward there. Going in for Wodonga there was Minato was James Harrison. The ball spills to the ground. Picked up here by Hay. Jared Hay, that's one of his first touches for the game. Ball comes down. It looks like Heathcote. The ball clears down to the ground now. St. Patrick's in after the ball, down towards the centre half forward area, the half forward flank forward for the Wodonga team. That's throwing the ball against number 16 there, which was Landridge. He bounced the ball whilst being tackled, so it's declared throwing the ball. So St. Patrick's have the chance to go forward again here through their player in Mark O'Donnell. The ball spills to the ground, picked up there by Tracy. Gets a quick kick off the ground. So does Thompson. Thompson's been everywhere for the Wodonga team. Brushing a tackle off there was Telford. He drives through the back line there in towards the centre of the ground. After the ball there was Corey Brown. He's met solidly. Didn't have the ball. The umpire says play on. Going in hard there was Chris McLean. Eventually the free kick will be taken here by Corey Brown. Around about 60 metres out, but they'll drive his team deep into the attacking area there. We've got about 2 minutes to go in this second term. Right, the Wodonga team clear the ball out. It's all St. Patrick's there, picked up by Huntley. Huntley kicks the ball, looking for a teammate there, finds him, and that's Mark O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes to play on, swings around on his left foot. It's skinned towards the goal area. Looks pretty good from here. And I'd say he's kicked it, he has. Great kick there by Mark O'Donnell. That's his first goal for the game. And St. Patrick's now 3 goals for 22. Lead Wodonga 1 goal, 7 points. And we've got around about 20 seconds remaining here in the second term of the 1995 Grand Final between St. Patrick's and Wodonga. But Mark O'Donnell kicking the goal there. Nice play by Gerard Telford, driving the ball out of the back line there and really set up the goal for the St. Patrick's team, and nicely finished by Mark O'Donnell. So O'Donnell with 1 and Edmonds with 2 as the siren goes to end the second term here in the grand final between St Patrick's and also Wodonga in the under-13 competition. We've got Isaac Edmonds on 2 goals. Mark O'Donnell has kicked 1, whilst for Wodonga, Craig Prendergast has kicked the only goal for Wodonga. So at the half-time break, it's St Patrick's 3 goals for 22, leading Wodonga team 1 goal, 7 points at the end of the second term here in the grand final. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the third term in just a few moments.
We managed to side a couple of years ago, every week we ended up to...
So back for the third term in the grand final between St Patrick's and also Wodonga. And St Patrick's got a 15-point lead. The ball cleared out there, Wodonga, by Andrew Gilbert. Gilbert kicks the ball out back towards the centre. Off the ground there goes Gibson. Going in there for St Patrick's team was Daniel Cross. And Cross will take the free kick there right in the centre of the ground. St Patrick's had most of the play in the second term. Going in there hard for the St Patrick's there was Michael Carroll, clears the ball out nicely. The ball spills to the ground, picked up by Edmonds. He's been the goal sneak for the St Patrick's team so far, kicking 2-2. And eventually the ball will go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. All right, we've played just under a minute in the third term here, and it's a 15-point lead to the St Patrick's team. The ball tapped down there. It may have been Cape for Wodonga. The ball comes down to the ground once again. They can't clear the ball. Eventually picked up by their Wodonga player. Clears the ball out now, but only as far as the St Patrick's players, and there's plenty of them there on the ball. Going in hard there was Gilbert. Ball spills back down on the ground again. Wodonga have the numbers. Without the ball, there was one of the Wodonga players picked up by Dodd. The ball cleared for St Patrick's there, and it was touched right on the wire there, and it's through for a point only. So St Patrick's kicking off where they left in the second term, driving deep into the territory there, and the ball will be kicked out here by Wodonga player in Chris McLean. There's the kick, a nice kick. Plenty of distance. Under it was John Thompson, couldn't handle it. The ball was passed out there, picked up by the St Patrick's player, clears the ball out to Greg Dodd. Dodd kicks it right in towards the 10-metre square. It was offline though, and through for another point. So 3 goals, 6-24. 3-6-24, the St Patrick's team lead. Wodonga 1 goal, 8 points. So a 16-point lead to St Patrick's. We've played a minute and a half in the first term. The ball now picked up here by the Wodonga player in John Harris. Harris has the ball, has a bit of a sneak. Look, left foot pass there over there. Tries to find a teammate in McAvoy. Couldn't do so, got under the ball. Michael Carroll for St Patrick's gets the ball out to Daniel Cross. Cross has been a very important player for St Patrick's today. Kicks the ball out there. And eventually the ball's going to spill out of bounds by John Harris for Wodonga for another throw-in. They're just inside the 50-metre mark here for St Patrick's. 2 minutes into the second term. There's the throw-in. The ball picked up there by Thompson for Wodonga. It's taken out of his hands there by, looked like Michael Carroll for St Patrick's. The ball thumped back down to the ground. It falls down around about 45 metres out from the St Patrick's scoreline. One of the players was thrown to the ground there, and that was Brett O'Brien. He's been penalised for holding the ball. Taking the free kick will be Martin Gibson. He comes out towards the wing area here for Wodonga, underneath the broadcast area. Picked up by the player in Dean Harris. Harris clears the ball nicely. Going after the ball there was Ben Morris. Overran the ball. The ball spalls back down to the ground, and St Patrick players come from everywhere to jump on the ball, and eventually the umpire will come in and have a bounce. And it's right on the central wing area here at the Raiders football ground as the umpire has the ball. We've played 3 minutes into the third term, rather. Ball spills down. St Patrick's clear the ball out again. Almost a good grab there taken by Martin Gibson. In fact, the umpire's going to pay the mark, and it was a very good mark indeed. So Gibson with the ball. Back towards the half-forward area there for Wodonga. There for St Patrick's is Corey Brown. Brown's got the ball. Nice clearing kick, but there's no players there. Kicked out into open territory, and chasing the ball there was Daniel Cross for St Patrick's. In there for Wodonga was Lee McAvoy. Cross gets the ball out nicely to Huntley. Huntley, a hand pass over there, looking for Brett O'Brien, the running player. He overruns the ball, picks it up though. He weaves through the pack, gets a hand pass out to another player there. He finds Michael Carroll there for St Patrick's. A nice sidestep. He'll drive it down to 20 metres out from the goals. Flying high there. And there's Edmonds at the back. Kicks towards goals, offline and through for another point. Well, they look dangerous when they come forward, St Patrick's. And you get the feeling they're going to be very hard to hold out here. 3 goals, 7-25 the scoreline now. Wodonga 1 goal, 1-7. So an 18-point lead, 3 goals in it to St. Patrick's. Falling down heavily there was Martin Gibson. Going in for the ball was Mark O'Donnell, the vice-captain there for St. Patrick's. Finds the ball. He's caught up high, though. Gets a quick hand pass out to Dodd. He couldn't control the ball, and eventually the umpire will come in for another bounce down. This time around about 30 metres out from, or 25 metres out from the St. Patrick's goals. And they've had all the play once again. The bounce, a pretty ordinary one. The ball picked up by St. Patrick's in towards Edmonds there. Edmonds, he can't control the ball. It'll go through for a boundary throw-in right up against the point post there for St. Patrick's. So they're deep in attack again. We've played 4.5 minutes into this first term or thereabouts. There's the throw-in. In chase of the ball there was Robbins for St. Patrick's. And here's the ball now coming to ground. The kick towards goals. And who's under it? Evans is under it. Couldn't take the mark. He's been pressured there by Hawkins. The ball almost out of bounds. And if actually it goes out of bounds there. It's a point. So it's been brushed through for a point there. So it's another point for the St. Patrick's team. 3 goals, 7-25. Lead the way. Nice mark taken by Harris in defence. Kicks it into the man on the mark there. Play on is the call. And it's going to go over the boundary line for another throw-in. In front of the mobile will sign there. We've played 5 minutes into this into the third term rather, in the grand final. Doing the ruck work there was Carroll with Gilbert for Wodonga. Picked up by St. Patrick's. Hand pass out there. Picked up nicely by O'Brien. He dodges and weaves. A kick towards goal. This looks pretty good. And that's a great goal there for St. Patrick's. So they continue on their merry way here this afternoon. A nice goal there. This time it was kicked by Michael Carroll for St. Patrick's. Michael Carroll, the goal scorer there for St. Patrick's. Number 12, a nice goal indeed too. So they advance now to, 4 goals, 7. 31. Lead Wodonga 1 goal, 1-7. So they're running away at this present stage, St. Patrick's. They've had virtually all the leather this part of the term. This ball has spent most of the time in the forward area for St. Patrick's as the ball's back in towards the centre of the ground. 24-point lead, a 4-goal lead here, and we've played 6 minutes into the third term. Picked up by Carroll, clears the ball out there looking for Heathcote, but it's picked up here by Wodonga by Pedersen. Pedersen gets a quick kick in looking for Harris downfield. The ball bounces awkwardly. Going in there for St. Patrick's was Gerard Telford. The ball now about to be cleared. He was tackled though and dragged to the ground. Play on is the call by the umpire. In there was Daniel Cross for St. Patrick's. He's been playing very well here this morning rather. He clears the ball. The ball getting desperately close to the boundary line. Kept in there nicely by, it looked like Cole Gergies. The ball eventually will go to the boundary line, taken over by Andrew Gilbert for the Wodonga team. So the ball about to be thrown in around about 60 metres out from the Wodonga goal area. Ball spills to the ground. Picked up by St. Patrick's. Clearing kick. At the back there was Harris for Wodonga. Couldn't control the ball. It spills to the ground. In there for St. Patrick's was O'Donnell. The ball back down onto the ground. Chasing it now was Huntley. Huntley eventually picks it up. Dragged off the ball there by Thompson. He gets a quick kick in though. After the ball there, picked up by Wodonga. A quick hand pass finds the player in Burge. Burge for St. Patrick's. Handballs over to Greg Dodd. Dodd back to Burge. Burge goes forward. He could nearly kick a goal here as he drives it in towards the forward area. And it's eventually taken by Fons for St. Patrick's. And he may be too far out to score. Here's the kick though. It's in towards the 10-metre square. And at the front there, and a good mark taken there by Mark O'Donnell, the vice-captain for the St. Patrick's team. And he's no more than 10 metres out from goals, and he should be able to put this one through and take them to a 30-point lead here in the grand final for 1995. 4 goals, 7-31 St. Patrick's plays. Wodonga 1 goal, 1-7, a 24-point lead. This to make it 30 points. As O'Donnell, the vice-captain, comes in for goals. It looks pretty good from here. And he's put it through. So that's 2 goals for Mark O'Donnell this morning. Isaac Edmonds with 2 goals. And they're playing very good football at the moment, St. Patrick's. As they... Michael Carroll was the goal scorer there for the St. Patrick's team. So O'Donnell with 2, Carroll with 1, Edmonds with 2. Edmonds has also kicked 4 minor behinds as well, but has been a very important player for the St. Patrick's team early in the grand final. So it's a 30-point lead now, as the number 7 fell out of the frame there over in the scoreboard area. They found another one though. 5 goals, 7-37, 1 goal, 1-7 points to Wodonga. A 30-point lead, and we've played around about 9.5 to 10 minutes into this third term of the grand final. The ball comes down to the ground, picked up here by Carroll. He's been grand here for St. Patrick's, drives it forward. It's a 35-40 metre kick. In there looking for Quinn. Quinn couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Wodonga. They clear it momentarily. Going in hard there, looked like Heathcote. Ball comes back out again. Cleared by Wodonga, back towards the centre of the ground here. And running through nicely there was Harley Cruz for St. Patrick's. Clears the ball, looking for Robbins. Robbins overruns the ball. It's kicked off the ground, back towards the central wing area on the far side of the ground here at the Raiders ground. In after the ball was Minato there for Wodonga. Going in strongly was Greg Dodd. The ball spills to the ground. In there was Daniel Cross, and eventually the umpire will bounce it up. And the ball is over on the around about 70 metres out from the Wodonga scoring line here, on the wing area on the far side of the ground, as the umpire bounces the ball once again. Doing the ruck work there was Gilbert for Wodonga. The ball spills to the ground, but it's all St. Patrick's, and they've got plenty of running players there. The hand pass put his teammate Nick Robbins under a little bit of pressure, but he backs up though, Greg Dodd, and he chases the ball, kicks off the ground. Good sensible stuff. The ball spills back down to the ground. It looks like McAvoy there for Wodonga in after the ball. It's tapped to the ground by Gibson for Wodonga. Picked up here by Alistair Bolland. Bolland gets a quick kick in, and Wodonga drive in looking for the ball there. It spills to the ground once again. Going in was Gilbert. That's Andrew Gilbert, number 6. And eventually the umpire says, "I'll have it, thank you, boys." And they'll bounce the ball. This time virtually on the central wing area, and we've got around about 4 minutes remaining here in the third term. They're going to bounce the ball very close to the boundary line there. In fact, the bounce was a little bit awkward, and they'll come back for a rebounce, I'd say, or it may be a throw-in. They're going to bounce the ball again. No, it's going to be thrown in. Central wing area, and St. Patrick's leading out by 30 points. It's 5-7-37, lead 1 goal, 1 Wodonga, 7 points. Tapped down there by Gilbert for the Wodonga team. The player tripped over the line there was McAvoy, and eventually the ball goes over for another throw-in. So around about 3 minutes remaining in the third term, and St. Patrick's clearing away to lead by 30 points. Picked up by Wodonga, the clearing kick out towards the central wing area. Going through there, it looked like Dodd for St. Patrick's. Thompson was unable to take the mark for Wodonga. Running through there was Hawkins. Hawkins chasing the ball, falls down to the ground. Picked up by Wodonga. They try to bustle their way through the packs there. Back towards the centre of the ground goes the ball. In after it there was Dean Harris. Harris tries to pick it up, but there's St. Patrick's numbers there as well. Lachlan Fox picks it up, puts it onto his boot. He finds his teammate. They've got a panic here, Wodonga. One bounce there by Cape. He runs into an open goal. It looks pretty good for mine, and it sails through for a goal. And a great kick there by David Cape, and that's Wodonga's second goal. That might give them something to fight for here. They're now 2 goals, 7-13 in arrears for St. Patrick's, who lead 5 goals, 7-37. So still 24 points the difference, but that's exactly what Wodonga needed. Good play there by Wodonga. Found David Cape, who was on his lonesome down there at centre half forward. Had a bounce, went for a little bit of a stroll, ran into an open goal and kicked a nice goal. We've got 2 minutes remaining here in the third term. And it's a 24-point lead to St. Patrick's, after Wodonga kicking that goal with only about 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes remaining in the third term. Here's the ball back into the centre of the ground again. Cape and Pendergast, the 2 goal scorers, Wodonga, as they go deep into attack again now. Out towards the wing area. The ball picked up by Harris. Harris clears the ball, looking for Cape. Cape's got a couple of yards here, picks it up nicely. Didn't have the ball, gets it off to Lachlan Fox. Fox deep right on the boundary line there, swings it back towards the forward area, but it's gone offline and through for another point. That kick by Lachlan Fox. They look dangerous when they come forward into attack, Wodonga. Ball will be kicked out here by Nick Percy, the fullback here for St. Patrick team. Hasn't had many touches of the football here this morning. Hasn't been down there very often. There's Percy's kick. A nice one. Looking for Michael Carroll. Couldn't find him. Ball picked up by Daniel Cross. Cross goes for the boundary line. Picks it up there. After the ball there was Xavier Ryan for St. Patrick's. He's met solidly there by one of the Wodonga players. The handball in front of him. Nicely done by Martin Gibson. But St. Patrick's have the ball. He was caught with the ball. And there was a free kick for St. Patrick's. Now, I'm not quite sure what this was for, but the ball's going to go back to the St. Patrick's team. And he was caught a little bit high, apparently. There's the kick. Under it is the player there for Wodonga, which was David Tilley. Tilley's got the run of the ball, picks it up. He goes through the pack nicely, shows plenty of courage. The ball kicked up there towards the forward area. Picked up nicely by Langridge. Langridge goes forward. The ball spills down on the ground. Kick off the ground by Harris. Harris going after the ball was Telford for St. Patrick's. And they all stack on the mills. And it's going to be yet another bounce up here, or a bounce down around about 45 metres out from the scoring area for Wodonga. So we've got around about a minute to go. Or less than a minute, because there goes the siren to end the third term here. And it's all St. Patrick's. The Paddy boys lead the way. 5 goals, 7, 37 lead Wodonga, 2 goals, 2, 14. Wodonga coming home in that final in the final last bit of the third quarter there. And they kicked 1 goal, 1 in that final term. And the scoreline now is 23 points the difference as St. Patrick's lead 5 goals, 7, 37 to Wodonga, 2 goals, 2, 14. The goal scorer is here for Wodonga. David Cappe kicking 1 in the late part of that quarter, and Craig Prendergast kicking 1 in the first term. They're the sole goal scorers for Wodonga. Whilst for St. Patrick's, Mark O'Donnell with 2 goals, Michael Carroll with 1, and down to Isaac Edmonds, who's been a real goal sneak for the St. Patrick's team, kicking 2 goals, 4. We'll take a break now, and we'll be back for the final term here, the grand final between St. Patrick's and Wodonga in the under-13s.
Useful run umpires before they launch into the twos. There's unfortunately been a tradition around a lot of the bush panels of just lurching into 2 umpiring, and she'll be right. That's, it's like a different sport, 2 umpiring. A lot of skills in it, and you should be on top of your craft as a single umpire before you launch into it. So it's only towards the end of their first year that they get their chance. Some of the grass, but like the guy in the under-15s today is a repeat from this year. They take to varying degrees of ability. Some have got a...
Well, welcome back to the 4th and final term here in the grand final for 1995 between St. Patrick's and Wodonga in the under-13s. The game about to recommence, and it's St. Patrick's leading the way by 24 points, 5 goals, 8, 38 to 2 to 14. Back in the centre of the ground now. And the ball picked up here for St. Patrick's by Michael O'Carroll. Goes for a bit of a gallop. Kicks it in towards the forward area there. Fons got under the ball, couldn't control it. The ball picked up here by Hawkins in defence. A quick kick out of the ground there, heading towards the boundary line. Picked up here by Quinn. Anthony Quinn kicks it straight up in the air. The ball spills back down. Plenty of St. Patrick numbers here as they get after the ball. Fons has got the ball. He'll drive it right up towards the goal square. It's offline. In fact, it's going to go out of the bounds on the full. No, it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Right up against the goal-scoring area there for the St. Patrick's team, around about 8 metres or 10 metres out from their goal-scoring area. The ball picked up. Tripping over there at the final time was Mark O'Donnell, picked up here by Nick Robbins. Robbins couldn't control the ball. The ball was smothered off his foot and eventually goes out of the boundary line, beats Fons to the boundary for another throw-in. This time they're around about 35 metres out from the goals. We've played about a minute into the final term here. And the umpires spotted a free kick. It'll go Wodonga's way. Well, it'll go St. Patrick's it'll go to. And the kick will be taken here by the looks of things by Mark O'Donnell. O'Donnell saying he's going to kick it long in towards the 10-metre square. Does just that. Gets plenty of air under it. Just drops a shade short. The ball almost grabbed there by McLean. Couldn't control the ball. Fons goes in after the ball. Sweeps it up off the ground. Picked up here by Luke Hawkins for Wodonga. He'll drive him out of the defence area for momentarily. A short pass finds his teammate over there deep into the back pocket area. So Wodonga go forward. And it'll be a Herculean effort to get up from here. Wodonga chasing the ball. Looks like Gibson. Quick hand pass, picked up here by Telford. He was dragged to the ground, a good tackle. St. Pat's have got the numbers, picked up by Cross. Cross, a quick hand pass over to Michael Carroll. Carroll drives him deep into attack once again, but back there was John Harris for Wodonga as he goes through hard. Also going in there was Nick Robbins for St. Patrick's. Done a good job, gets the handball out, but it'll go out of the boundary lines for another throw-in over there. And this time it's around about 55 to 60 metres out from the St. Patrick's scoring goal area. There's the throw-in. It's like a battle of David and Goliath there. Michael Carroll up against Andrew Gilbert, giving away centimetres. Back in towards the forward area, and a nice grab taken by Dean Harris in defence there. He's got a player out wide here. He swings around. He spots him. A nicely weighted kick. Should have taken the mark. The ball spills down to the ground there. It's Xavier Ryan getting a quick kick back in towards the centre half forward area. Fons is chasing the ball. Can't pick it up. Off his fingertips it goes. He's still in there chasing after the ball. He's tripped. Umpire didn't see it on that occasion by Michael Langridge, and the ball will go out of bounds for another boundary throw in. Or a free kick taken here. Will be taken by Michael Langridge. May have been out in the full. Here's a short pass and a diving attempt there by the player there, which was John Thompson. Bomber Thompson couldn't take the mark. So it's going to be another throw in. Doing the ruck work here was Michael Carroll up against Andrew Gilbert. Carroll and Gilbert. Carroll gets the tap down. Chasing the ball there was O'Brien. Overran the ball, picked up by Wodonga. He looks like Luke Hawkins, runs through the pack nicely back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Cape. Cape couldn't take the mark, picked up by Wodonga here by Fox. Lachlan Fox takes the mark, swings around on his right foot. An awkward bounce there for the Wodonga players as it drops back down to the ground, picked up again by Michael Carroll. Carroll pushes the ball out in front of him. He's got a couple of yards there. He's pretty quick, this young fellow. Swings around on his right foot, looking for a teammate there in Mark O'Donnell. O'Donnell got pushed to the ground. Over the top there went Hawkins. In there also for Wodonga was John Harris, and it's going to be a throw-in for mine. This time around about 60 metres away from the St Patrick's goal-scoring area. Mark O'Donnell doing the ruck work for St Patrick's against Gilbert. The ball spills down, punched away there by McLean for Wodonga. Picked up here for St Patrick's by Michael Carroll. Carroll drives St Patrick's deep into the territory. Picked up there, a quick kick by the Wodonga player. Didn't go far, picked up by Fons. He's got time to have a quick look. He finds his teammate there in Brett O'Brien. O'Brien swings it back to Fons. Fons drives it in towards the goal area. Almost a mark taken there by Edmonds. He couldn't quite take the mark. Picked up Wodonga in defence. A quick bounce across the goal-scoring area. There has two bounces. He's going to have three. He's going to be caught very shortly. Fons is after him. He falls to the ground but does clear the kick, and a nice kick too, and a fine touch just over there, around about 55 metres out from the goal area. Well played there by the Wodonga player in Luke Hawkins. Took it out of the defence area for the Wodonga team, and well done, son, as the ball comes down. Tapped down by Michael Carroll. Carroll, he rows his own ruck work there, picked up by Carroll, drives it towards the 10 or 15 metre area. Evans is after the ball, can't pick it up. John Harris is in there for Wodonga. Evans now swings around with that familiar right foot, kicks in towards goals, but Hawkins is back there, almost takes the mark, picked up though by his teammate, and they clear the ball once again, but only as far as Mark O'Donnell. And he's around about 45 metres out, too far to score. Drives it in short, looking for a teammate and finds him nicely. Corey Brown, it looks like. And Corey Brown will shoot by around about 20 metres or 25 metres out from goals. Corey Brown for St Patrick's, his chance to kick his first goal for today. And I dare say he'll be within scoring distance, around about 25 metres out. It may drop short. Brown, there's the kick in. A mark almost taken by St Pat's. They couldn't control the ball. Picked up by Wodonga as they clear the ball back towards the 50-metre line. They've been fairly good in defence. Without the ball, there was Daniel Cross. The umpire didn't see it. Play on was the call. Picked up nicely here by Mark Carroll. Gets a hand pass out to Cross. Cross gets the ball back to Burge, it looked like. They go forward, St Patrick's, and the mark taken by, you guessed it, it's Fons over there in the centre half forward area. And he's going to shoot from around about 25 metres out. Should be able to make the distance. So Fons with the ball, comes in. And it's kicked into the man on the mark. I put the Moz on him, I'd say. Fons, he followed up his kick, but it's going to come back, I'd say. He ran over the mark by the looks of things. Whether he'll get a penalty, yes, he will. So that'll bring Fons right up to within about 8 metres of the goal. So this should be another major here for St Patrick's. So Fons with the ball. There's the kick. Oh, he's just scraped it in, I think. Yes. An awkward looking kick, but effective. And Fons kicks, or the Fonzie kicks his first goal for the day. So St Patrick's go further ahead now. 5 goals, or 6 goals, 8. 44 rather. Lead Wodonga 2 goals, 2-14. So out to 30 points once again. Fons kicking the goal there for the St Patrick's team. Well, they look dangerous when they get into the forward area, St Patrick's. They've got plenty of running players. Edmonds is down there, who's kicked a couple of goals today. Mark O'Donnell running through the packs there, playing at centre half forward. There's the ball back into the centre of the ground again. Doing the ruck work was Carroll. The ball tapped down, picked up by Wodonga. A clearing kick out there finds Cross. Cross kicks the ball. Players everywhere. Going in there was Greg Dodd for St Patrick's. He's been the quiet achiever for the St Patrick's today. Going in very hard there was John Thompson. The ball picked up by Brett O'Brien. O'Brien was very good in the first 2 terms of the match. Fonz has got the ball, came off his chest, picks it up. He's got plenty of toe. More toe than a Roman sandal, drives it in towards the goals. Offline and through for a point. So a point there to Fonz. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 for the game so far today. And they advance now to 6 goals, 9.45. A 31-point lead over Wodonga, 2 goals, 2-14. There's the kick. It's not a bad-looking kick. Travels around about 30 metres, and the ball's going to be spill out of bounds for another boundary throw-in. Thompson was going for the mark there, couldn't mark it for the Wodonga team, and we'll have a throw-in around about 40 metres out from the goals here. In the final term of the grand final for 1995, St Patrick's well on top here, leading by 41 points, or 31 points rather, in the dying stages of the game. There's the ball coming down. Picked up by St Patrick's. Going through there was the St Patrick's fellow. Kicks the ball. Picked up here nicely by McAvoy for Wodonga. Kicks it out. Langridge gets the ball. Can't control the ball. Picked up off the ground there. Being fumbled along by Nick Robbins. And eventually it'll go out of bounds for another throw-in. This time a little bit closer to the St Patrick's scoring area, around about 20 to 25 metres out from goals. Doing the ruck work there was Mark O'Donnell for St Patrick's, Andrew Gilbert for Wodonga. The ball fills to the ground again, hugging the boundary line, picked up there by Wodonga. Trips over as he kicks the ball. It's smothered off his boot, and it goes over for another throw-in. 31-point lead to St Patrick's. Ball spilled to the ground, or copping one a little bit there high by his teammate. Ball comes down to the ground. In after the ball there was McLean. Can't control it. The ball comes out. Now they've got a little bit of space here, Wodonga, as they clear the ball back in towards the centre half forward area. An awkward bounce there for the Wodonga player there in Ben Morris. It spills down to the ground. Picked up now. They go forward. He attempts to bounce the ball. That bounces awkwardly as they get out towards the central wing area. Running through was Jared Telford. He drives the ball, but there's plenty of Wodonga players there. Flying high for the mark, but couldn't control it was McLean. The ball spills to the ground. Going in was Telford. And now here's Fonz. Fonz has got the ball, looks for a hand pass to Cross. Cross has got the ball, kicks it in towards the forward area, but a great mark taken in defence there by John Harris in the back line there for Wodonga. There's plenty of numbers out wide, son. He does. He goes wide. He'll find his teammate there in McAvoy. He couldn't mark the ball. The ball comes down. It's 4 against 1. Michael Carroll runs away with the ball back in towards the 10-metre square. There's plenty of St Patrick numbers there. There's 5 minutes to go in the final term. Picked up here by Edmonds. Swings around. That looks pretty good. And he's kicked another goal. Isaac Edmonds, number 15, has kicked his 3rd goal for the morning. And a great piece of play there, mainly by Michael Carroll. It was 4 against 1. The fullback kicked the ball out. There was plenty of Wodonga players over there. Bad bounce, picked up by Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll went for a gallop along the boundary line, and he kicked it in. He centred the ball in towards the 10-metre square. And that man again, Isaac Edmonds, was waiting there and has snagged another one. So, St Patrick's advancing on their merry way here in the grand final. We've got about 4 minutes, or just under 4 to go. Back in the centre, Mark, the ball taken there by Carroll, hits the deck. He gets a quick kick on the left foot there. Ball comes down, overrunning the ball was Breer for Wodonga. A quick kick there by Quinn. Handball, nicely done. Here's a chance for another one for St Patrick's. It bounces just in front of goals there. Wodonga have got plenty of room here. There's a lead on out wide on the field there by, looks like, number 14, which is Way Rauch. But the ball picked up here by Dodd. Dodd's got the ball. There was 2 against 1, but driving through for Wodonga there nicely was the Wodonga player. He centres the ball very, very well towards Andrew Gilbert. Gilbert's been pretty good in defence here for Wodonga today. He goes forward, back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Fox. Fox is there. He should take the mark. Takes a heavy bump, plays on. Great play there by Lachlan Fox. He gets it out to a teammate looking for Cape. Cape overruns the ball, falls to the ground, kicked off the ground by Gibson. Gibson, as it goes towards the forward area for the Wodonga team. Picked up a hand pass by Telford, looking for a player there in Anthony Huntley. Huntley's got the ball, looking over there for another teammate, looking for Brett O'Brien. O'Brien against two players. He does well. Kicks the ball in front of him. It's eventually pushed away there by Thompson for Wodonga. He chases the ball. Going in there was Michael Carroll for St. Patrick's. As the ball comes to the ground again, Michael Langridge in there. So nice heavy bumps by these young fellows. Going in strongly, Daniel Cross picks up the ball. He kicks the ball down, clears it out of the danger zone, back towards the central wing area. Wodonga's got the ball. Langridge goes forward. A kick. Didn't travel far. Picked up here by Corey Brown in defence. Punches it back. Dan Breer's got the ball. A quick kick out there. It's getting close towards the boundary line. Lachlan Fox Wodonga's there. Or going in strongly there was Corey Brown. Cop one around the motorboat. He plays on. Picked up. Kicks it towards Mark O'Donnell in chase for the ball. Going in there was Breer for Wodonga. And eventually the umpire's going to bounce it up. Or it will go over bounds. Either way, we'll have a throw in. No, it's going to be a bounce down by the umpire over there. We've got 2 minutes left in the grand final here. St. Patrick's have it in their keepings at the present stage. Picked up here, Huntley with the ball. Swings around, finds Daniel Cross. He's been very good in defence. A hand pass there to the running Telford. He's also played a very important role for St. Patrick's. A bad bounce for Luke Hawkins. Overruns the ball. Ball comes down, picked up nicely by Mark O'Donnell, finds his teammate, it may have been Dodd, goes in towards the forward area, and the mark taken here looks like Edmonds again, I think it is. And this time around about, well, he'll shoot from 25 out. He plays on, kicks it deep into the territory, and the mark taken there by Fonzie almost went to play on. The umpire's paid the mark, and he's going to go back and have a shot at goals. May have been a tad lucky there, but this should be Fonzie's second goal for the day. And he'll shoot from 5 metres out. There's the kick. Awkward kicking style, but very effective. And straight through the centre. So Fonz with 2 goals for St. Patrick's as they clear right away. 8 goals, 9-57. I'll lead Wodonga 2 goals to 14. So a 43-point lead to the St. Patrick's team. We've got around about a minute or less than a minute to go in the final term. Around about 50 seconds. And it's all St. Patrick's grand final this year in the 1995 under-13 grand final. Mind you, Wodonga have been very good in the grand final. Congratulations, of course, for them making it to the final. But they've come up against a pretty strong St. Patrick's team here this afternoon. And they'll be able to land the prize. We've got about 30 seconds remaining in the grand final here. They've been gallant in defeat, Wodonga, as the ball's tapped down there. In after the ball, O'Brien. A nice tackle on the Wodonga player there in Ben Morris. And the umpire said it was pinned to him, and I'll bounce the ball. Virtually in the centre of the ground here, with only seconds remaining in the grand final. After the ball, Daniel Cross picked up there by Corey Brown. A kick off the ground. Lachlan Fox is in there for Wodonga. Also Brett O'Brien for St. Patrick's as the siren goes to end the grand final. Well done to the St. Patrick's team. They've done a very good job. Made it through to the grand final. Commiserations to the Wodonga team, but of course they were gallant in defeat. They played very well in the opening term, but St. Patrick's got their motor running in that second term, and they were always going to be very hard to run down once they ran to the front. Goal kickers for the St. Patrick's team. O'Donnell, the vice-captain, with 2. Michael Carroll with 1. Isaac Edmonds was very good for St. Patrick's, kicking 3 goals. Fonzie came good in the final term, kicking 2. But basically a very good effort all around by the St. Patrick's team. Nick Heathcote played very well in the first 2 terms of the game and set up a winning break there for the St. Patrick's team. Mark O'Donnell was good. Michael Carroll was also very good in ruck. Other good players, Isaac Evans was extremely well, very good in the forward pocket area. Fonzie came well in the second term, or the second half of the match rather. Brett O'Brien, number 19, was very good. Daniel Cross was good. Jared Telford, the captain of the team, playing at centre half back, gave them something to look for. He was also very, very good in the team. Corey Brown came good in the latter part of the game, but basically a very good effort by all the players concerned in the St. Patrick's team. Congratulations to the coach, Michael O'Donnell. A great job done by him to get them through to the grand final. To Mr. Renshaw there as well, the manager. Congratulations to him also, and all concerned with the St. Patrick's team. Bad luck for Wodonga. Commiserations to them, but they were gallant in defeat. The coach, Stephen Fox, has done a grand job with this team. The manager, Fon Capet, also done a very good job there. Lachlan Fox played well. Luke Hawkins and John Thompson were both very, very good in defence there. Andrew Gilbert fought very well all day in the ruck there. David Capet with one goal, and also to Craig Pendergast, who kicked a goal in that first term, playing at full forward. Michael Langridge played a good game. Chris McLean, David Capet, and basically, once again, a good effort by all the team there for making it through to the grand final and fighting it out to the final siren. So that's the end of the game here. St Patrick's big winners, 43 points, 8 goals, 9, 57, defeating Wodonga 2 goals to 14. A 43-point win to the St Patrick's team in the 1995 Albury Wodonga Junior League Under-13 Grand Final here this morning at the Wodonga Raiders ground.